Hi, welcome to this episode of Going Deeper at DHOP. My name is Kimberly Cowan, and I'm the administrative assistant here at Decatur House of Prayer. So I just want to talk to you today about just going deeper in your prayer life and how to do that practically. Prayer gets talked about a lot, but not a lot gets said about doing it practically and how to make it actually happen in your life. So I just want to give you a couple tips that I have used and learned through my life that the Lord has given me, that I've learned from, different teachers like Mike Bickle, and different people like that just really have stellar prayer lives. So the first thing is set a schedule for your prayer time. Now, this doesn't mean that you're limited to that schedule, but I would say set aside, if you can, just start with 5 minutes even. Start with 5 minutes in the morning, while I'm waiting for my coffee to brew, or, 5 minutes before I go to bed at night when I'm decompressing. I'm gonna set aside that time for the Lord. And when you do that, you actually will end up coming up with more and more time to pray. Or at least that's what I found in my life, that when I intentionally set aside time for the Lord, He multiplies that. Because another thing is you need to realize that He enjoys you. He enjoys spending time with us. He enjoys it when we pray. He enjoys it when we read His Word and we interact with Him, when we stop and listen for His voice after we pray or after we read the Scriptures. He is not a God who is just aloof and just sits up there watching the world go by. He's a God that wants to interact with His people. He didn't send His Son here to die for us just so we could get into heaven. He sent Jesus to die for us so that we could have a real interactive relationship with Him while we're here on earth. Jesus was that bridge for us to get back into the presence of the Lord. And so when we set aside time, when we are intentional with our time, with our effort, He will multiply that, and He loves it when we do that. So the second thing is to make prayer lists. I am a list person, right? I'm the administrative assistant, so my brain is very administrative. Even if yours is not, and you're more on that creative side, that's totally fine. You still should make a list to pray, because it's sometimes really hard to kick off your prayer time. Sometimes you get into that time and you're like, okay, I've set aside, this 30 minutes to pray. Now what am I going to talk to God about, right? So I would really encourage you just to start by making simple lists. You can make lists, you can make several different lists for different categories in your life. And again, this doesn't limit you to praying just what's on that list, but it ushers you into that time of prayer with the Lord and really gets you started and really gets you going. And yeah, like I said, make multiple lists. Make a list for yourself, what you're needing personally. Make a list for your family, for your friends. Make a list for, the things that really tug at your heart of what's going on in the world, whether it be, wars or politics or, justice issues or, just anything, businesses, the economy, just anything that tugs on your heart. Make a list. And again, you'll find that once you do that, once you do those two things, you set aside time and you're intentional with it, and you make lists that pull you into prayer, that you're gonna pray more. You're gonna end up praying. If you set aside 5 minutes, you're gonna come up for air, so to speak. And when you're done, oh, wow, 10 minutes has passed instead of 5. And because it just flows naturally, again, because it's a natural part of us. As much as God enjoys us, our heart longs for God. Our heart longs to be in communion with Him and to be in contact with Him. So prayer really it fulfills that longing in our heart. And so you'll find once you are intentional and you get rid of those distractions, that it just will revive you. It will refresh your soul. And I know that it's hard sometimes. We live in such a busy world, but I just really encourage you to start to be intentional with your time. We make time for all kinds of things, as we should. We should make time for our families. We should make time for our friends. We need to make time for our work and to clean our houses and do the yard work and all of those things, absolutely. But if we can make time for those things, if we can be intentional with those things, shouldn't we also be intentional with the Lord? I believe that the Lord will honor us when we start to be intentional and take back that time that sometimes, honestly, it gets stolen from us just from the chaos of the world around us. And we get pulled into different situations and different things. But when you are really intentional with your time and you take it back and you say, no, I am dedicating this time every day or every other day or once a week. Start with once a week. The Lord will honor that. And again, like I said, it actually just will refresh you. You'll find that you have more time. You'll find that you have more energy. You'll find that you have more patience with your kids, with your husband, with your wife. You'll find that you have more patience at work. You have more grace to give because you're getting that replenished in that place of prayer, in that secret time that you go to be with the Lord. So again, I just want to encourage you guys, be intentional with your time, make prayer lists, and don't forget that God really enjoys your time with Him. He really enjoys you spending time with Him. So cultivate that relationship. Thanks for listening to this episode of Going Deeper at DHOP. And for more information, visit our website at decaturhop.org, or you can come by and visit us here at DHOP. We are located at 1920 North Oakland Avenue in Decatur, Illinois. Thanks so much.